Hi, fellow traders. Welcome to a new week. It's supposed to be a new week, a new me, but the new me I don't like. So I'm throwing him out and I'm getting the old me back because the new me didn't do very well this morning. I had to take one of those patented timeouts. Go stand in the corner and try to figure out why I'm not executing the way I should be executing. Well, I started out good, but the first trade shook me up a little more than it should have, and it caused me to be a little bit anxious. I don't know if my coffee was too strong this morning or whatever, but I had the jitters, and it was something crazy. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. But always, we know ourselves better than anybody else. So when we feel ourselves starting to lose control, then it's time to take a time out. Now, we know we can't control the market. We're not going to even try to control it. But what we can control is how we react to the market, how we execute in the market. And when we feel ourselves losing that control, that's when it's time to take a time out. And I talk about this in the Roadmap GPS to Success class. I talk about it in the Trader Mindset seminars that I do. It is very, very important that you're in tune with yourself and that you know when it's time to take a time out. Because if not, you can self-destruct and you can destroy years of work in one day. It's not hard. It's not hard to do. Because we all know we can destroy a day, a week, a month worth of work in one trade, in one day. So know when it's time to take a time out. Be in tune with yourself. That's a very, very important skill that you need to have. All right, so don't forget about our special that we're running through the holidays. It's a roadmap, GPS to trading success. Whether you use a roadmap or the GPS, I got you covered. So I know some of us guys, we still like the maps. Some of us, unfortunately, don't like to use anything and just go out there and think we know where the hell we're going. Hopefully, we're trying to eliminate a lot of those guys. You need a map or a GPS. And that's what I have for you. It's the same one that I use, same identical one that I use to get to where I am and what I use and teach every day. So the special is if you join anytime before the year's out, your clock doesn't start until the 1st of January. So you can get a head start on your year. You don't have to worry about getting a ticket for running a red light or running a stop sign or anything like that. Perfectly legit to start early. Wouldn't it be nice to get a good one-on-one session so we can get a plan together going into 2020? All of these things you can take advantage of, but the clock on your membership will not start until January 1st. All right. So, if you need any more information, just go to the website, AverageJoeTrader.com, or you can email me, ed@AverageJoeTrader.com, and I'll be happy to answer questions. All right, so you guys are here to see what I did trading today, and that's what we're going to get into. And this is the trade that gave me the yips here. Perfect entry. I waited for it to break below. I gave it a couple of minutes. It sold off and quickly got bought back up and stopped me out. Now this is a trick game, whatever, that big money has been playing for months. We see it. A lot of times I'm able to hold and withstand this. But in this case, there was so much room between here and the VWAP and the next level that I couldn't stand it. being in 200 shares, this was only a $70, $80 stock. I could have easily taken 300, 400 shares of this, even 500 shares. But you see the volatility in this candle, all of that stuff gave me some pause. And it was smart. It was smart because if I had a bigger position size, I'd have been blown up this morning. I already had a bigger loss than I really wanted to. Lost 3 points on this deal. But I waited because I knew exactly what this thing does. This is what these guys do. It'll come back and then it'll make the move. So as it was coming back, I had the jitters or the yips or whatever the hell you call it. But I was sitting there and my leg was shaking. You know, I've got that shaking leg syndrome. That happens all the time. And then my index finger on the mouse was shaking. And all of a sudden, I clicked the damn thing. And I got in a little early. I would have gotten in. I'm waiting for it to break below the opening range low again so I could get in. So this is the candle I should have gotten in on. I just got bailed out here. Because there's no guarantee that this is going to sell through. It could bounce and rip back up. We've seen it do that before. But I got bailed out. And we ended up hitting the first target, which was the previous low. So that was a nice hit. Took half off there. Took half off here because we started to reverse. I just felt something happening here. And then one of the members pointed out that this was a pre-market level. I totally ignored this. I looked at this as a level, which was perfect because this was a 5-minute opening range low. And then I was looking for this. And I was looking for the stock to potentially hit this level. So, that was my thing. But at the moment, I wasn't. I just went off what I felt on the price action. And I took some off here. And it went all the way back up and ended up stopping me out. I had 30 cents. Look, the stop was at 78. I had 36 cent slippage on this stop. It was at 78 and it failed at 78.36. That's just how volatile and how hard this stock ran up on this candle. Man, it was ridiculous. But it was I just didn't feel in control of myself. I felt like I was out of control, and I was just thinking revenge. I need to make sure I get my money back. And I almost flipped it long here. You guys know what I do sometimes. And I almost flipped it long here, but I had to stop myself. I had to say, look, stop. Now, this would have been a very lucrative trade if I had done it. It really would have. This damn thing went up to 85 cents, $85, 86, something like that. But I had to stop myself. And if it happened tomorrow, I'd have to do the same thing. It's all about managing your risk, self-preservation, and being in the game tomorrow. Because I can make this money back up tomorrow. And so we'll see. It was just one hell of a morning. The bright spot and my Christmas money maker is going to be, I'm down $155.54. So I started last week out down $140 some dollars. It ended up $1,500 at the end of the week. No reason I can't do that this week. So it's not bad. I mean, I'm not upset. And my leg is shaking now. I don't know what the hell. Maybe my coffee was too strong this morning. Or maybe I need to stop drinking Coke Zeros. I don't know. But starting the week off in the hole, but could have been a lot worse. So my Christmas moneymaker, this is going to pay for my Christmas, is this BA trade. If you were in chat Thursday, late Thursday, it was around 3 o'clock, right before I went to pick my son up. Some news came out on Boeing, and I was just talking out loud. These aren't the trades that I typically share because they're more fundamental. They're not technical. They're not for traders learning how to trade. They're just not. And if you have a smaller account and you can't really incur the risk, they're just not for you guys. But the mic was still on and you heard me talking and rambling, so I'm sharing this trade. But the news came out and I'm trading the news. I'm trading the reaction, the emotion that I see in the market coming from the news. And the plan was to hold it a couple of days. Well, I thought it would get down Friday, but it didn't. So I said, well, this week we'll probably get some selling, and we may get down to the 320 level. It's a level here, 319.55, that we probably would sell off to this before we get a bounce. And sure enough, this morning I wake up to a gap down. Beautiful. And I had my order out today to take profit at 325. And at the end of the day, it hadn't got there. So I logged off and closed it. You guys that were still in chat, you saw I logged off. I killed the order and was ready to come back tomorrow. And then some news came out. Boeing to suspend 737 MAX production. Boeing will halt MAX production in January. All of this came out. And you can see this thing dumped. And of course, there's going to be some big profit taking. This stock is trapping some big time investors because they bought down in when it was below 3 and have been building their position. But some of them are hurt. And you're going to see this, but I really honestly believe this thing may hit 300 by the end of the week. I don't know how this company is going to defend it. We'll see, but I'm in the money. I will not let it get away from me. If it's gapping up in the morning, I'm killing it and just taking the money. But really, this could not be a better perfect storm here. But we had no idea that this was going to happen like this. I was expecting it to sell off over Friday when all the news really got absorbed after the open, but it just didn't. And you can see it sold off late Friday. We actually gapped up or ran up Friday morning, and then it started selling off. And it never went, never did do what it was supposed to do, and it just flattened out here. But this gap down really brought it some life. Now you see it did run up at the open, but eventually we came back. But really, really happy that this is working out. Now, if you want to see the entry, this is on the website. This is where I got in on Thursday at 301. Right there on Thursday. And we're just waiting on it to come on down. All right, so that's going to do it for me today. We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to come back tomorrow and see if we can do some damage. Get some money back out of this market. So you guys have a great night, great evening, and I will see you in the morning.